Hey everybody, welcome. What's on my mind? You know, these are the things that are just on my mind. Hey, we're back here. What's on my mind? People who are in America right now need to take the steps to secure our rights for all future generations going forward. They're in danger of getting way too many elk on the landscape and justify bringing wolves back onto that landscape. Anyway, I'd love to have everybody's thoughts on that. Some of our happiest elk hunters are the guys who are coming out of Western Wyoming, backcountry, horseback elk hunts, killing lots of bulls. That's why I like to hunt with a 300 Winchester Magnum. Allow American hunters to import trophies that are legally killed in other countries. Those are the questions to be asked, but I do want to know what you think about this. Hey, welcome back to another live broadcast here of What's on My Mind. I like to cover topics sometimes that are really fresh in my mind, like conversations I had just today with clients that are going on different hunts all over the Western United States this coming season. And I want to recap last night's broadcast. I talked about like getting to the range and being better with the firearm and whatnot. So I'm going to start with that because I got a couple of messages, some social media messages from people that had watched last night's broadcast, saw me talking about going to the range, shooting, maybe talking a little bit about how we've had a lot of clients that missed or wounded and lost animals. In fact, I'm going to give you a hard statistic. I mean, and you have to understand, we book hundreds of hunters each year. And the hard statistic last year was that slightly over 50% of our hunters that went in the field during the 2024 hunting season, spring and fall, over 50% missed at least once. Okay. Now everybody misses. I have a saying, if you've never missed, then you're a liar or you've never gone hunting. If you've hunted any amount, you've missed something at some point in time. That's forgivable. But we've had a rash of people that come on these hunts, not familiar with their weapons. It's getting worse and worse and worse every year. And so I brought up getting to the range, maybe getting some trigger time with a 22 long rifle, working on fundamentals. And the messages I was getting from people were, oh, I just don't have time. And one guy even messaged, hey, we're paying you, for these hunting trips, why are you ragging on us? Like you bought the right to miss, right? Sure. Yeah, you bought the right to miss, but at the same time, we wouldn't be providing much of a service if we didn't advise you to get to the range and get more familiar with the weapon. You're paying a lot of money for a quality hunting experience. You should show up able to maximize that opportunity. And even though you're paying for this trip with an outfitter or guide, remember this, those guides work really hard to get you on the animals. Yeah, their reward is the paycheck at the end of the day, but also they do it because they have a passion for hunting and they want you to be successful. They're working hard right alongside you, making that shot at the moment of truth. You're doing that as much for them as you are for you. And I just, like I said, it's not lost on me how expensive outfitted hunts are, or even just how expensive a hunting license is for some people, or how much time goes in to finding animals and making the stalk and getting into position, or backpacking all over the wilderness and the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. As hunters, we need to do more in the months leading up to a hunting trip to be as competent as possible, not just to prevent a miss, but to prevent a wound and loss, to be ethical, that when we pull the trigger, we know we're going to put that animal down cleanly and efficiently and very quickly. So, I'm not going to pull any punches with, the shooters and hunters out there. Get your ass to the range more often, get better, and be more proficient as a whole. I know that many of you who are listening to the show shoot a lot. This message isn't for you. This is the message for the guy that is just too busy to go to the range, doesn't make time to go to the range. And then, hey, once you get to the range, remember this. Yeah, cool. Your lead sled's nice for sighting in. There's no lead sled on the mountain. Get prone, shoot off your bipod, shoot off of sticks, sit down on your butt, shoot off your knee, shoot off your backpack, shoot out of realistic hunting scenarios, because you can't look at your hunting partner or your guide and say, hey, where's my lead sled 1,500 feet up a mountainside, right? You've got to be able to actually handle your weapon when you don't have a lead sled or a shooting bag there for a perfect rest. It doesn't exist in a real hunting scenario. So don't just go to the range and pound lead off of your lead sled or your shooting bag. Get down off that bench and get prone, get on some sticks, get on your butt and shoot off your knee, and practice shooting out of realistic shooting scenarios. We talk a lot now about transitioning from being a hunter to a killer. While you're in pursuit of animals, you're a hunter. You're hunting. You're trying to find, locate, get within range of. But when it gets down to the nut cutting, when it's time to get down to business and it's time to dispatch that animal, stop being a hunter and become a killer. Get yourself into position, get that gun up, acquire your target quickly, get the crosshairs where they need to be, and fire that shot, and practice that series of progressions when you're at the rifle range. Pretend that that target is an animal, and in under a few seconds, get on your butt, get on your, get that rifle on your knee, acquire that target and get it killed, or get prone, flip out the bipod, acquire the target and get it killed. Do it in a few seconds, not a few minutes. Practice real life hunting scenarios at the range so that you become more proficient in the field. And, and like I said, you're going to hear me talk more and more and more about practice your transition from hunter to killer, and then back to hunter as you go to recover the animal. And then of course, take care of that animal in the field and take that meat home. So, like I said, for those of you who sent me messages, no mercy from me. Get your ass to the range, practice, get proficient with your weapon before you go in the field. Okay. Now, one thing I love to talk about now, and I'm going to tell you straight up, Lathrop and Sons is not a sponsor. They've never paid me a penny. Here's my receipt. I paid for my own boots. Okay. I'm a paying customer. For the first 20 plus years of my life as a professional hunter, a guide, or just a hunter in general, I did not take care of my feet. I mean, 2014, I did a stone sheep hunt where I lost like 39 pounds and 8 toenails. My boots didn't fit right. I was miserable. I hated every step that I took for 2 weeks in the Kazir Mountains of British Columbia. I was miserable. No doubt about it. Not just because I was fat and out of shape, but because my boots didn't fit and my feet hurt. I've walked out of a pair of boots in the Idaho wilderness when I was in my mid 20s. They were Danners. All right. I walked out of a pair of Danners that were literally started out new. I got them broke in. During the hunt, I walked out of them. I literally had to duct tape the soles back on. They didn't fit my feet right. And when boots don't fit you right, you walk funny, you wear them out quickly. I had Kinetrex that didn't fit my feet right. And people ask me all the time, what's the best boot to buy? What is the best possible boot that I can buy and own today? There's lots of well-made boots. Okay. You've got Loas, Crispies, Danners, to a certain degree. Good Lord, there's so many Kinetrex, just Zamberlins. I mean, they're all well-made boots, right? All these high-end boots are well-made, but that doesn't mean they fit your foot right. And that is the best boot for you, is the one that fits your foot. And about 10 years ago, I called up Lathrop and Sons. I was in pain. I was done. I didn't even care what it cost at that point. And they sent me out a kit. And he sent this to me to remind me that he had this on file. Stephen Lathrop did. This is my 2015 footprint. And it's a carbon of my foot. You can see my pressure points, the length of my foot, and everything, the traced outline, the works. They fit my foot into a particular boot and a custom orthopedic footbed, because I went through the time, which was nothing really, to get this done and send it in. It's on file forever. Okay. That's my foot. So I wore the same pair of boots for the first time in my life for damn near a decade. They were Loas. People ask me, was that the best boot? And I'm like, it was the best boot for my foot. Okay. I went through the process of finding out what boot fit me. Well, Fast forward a decade. All right. Just a few months ago, I realized that my 10-year-old boots are done, right? I have tortured them. I don't even know how many miles I've walked in them. I'm a big guy and they didn't wear out necessarily, but damn, they were close and they were starting to get uncomfortable. So I called up Stephen Lathrop again, said, "Hey, I know you haven't heard from me in a decade, but is there any chance you still have my, my foot measurements? And can you send me another pair of Loas?" He said, "I can't send you those Loas again. They discontinued them years ago, but I'm going to take your foot imprint and I'm going to figure out what boot fits you best." Said box shows up in the mail. Actually, I got a couple of pairs of boots. One of them I'm wearing in Texas right now. But I'm sheep hunting and rolling rocks and whatnot. It was a lighter weight pair. This is actually the Mountain Hunter. These are for sheep hunting later this year. I literally haven't even looked at these. I hadn't even opened the box till just now. There we go. So this is the Lathrop and Sons Mountain Hunter. Let me see. Yeah, it's got the footbed inside. Great boot. I don't even have to wonder if these are going to fit because I put the other pair on when I got down there, started hunting for sheep. They fit like a glove. They were perfect. Within a few days, I had them broke in. Before I put these on, I'm going to do the treatment, the waterproofing treatment, the leather treatment. I'm going to make sure that I've got them tuned up nice. And then I'm going to start wearing them, probably wear them every day for a while, even to the office, start breaking them in, do a couple of mountain hikes with them because before I go sheep hunting this year, I'm going to make sure that they're well broke in and I'm not going to end up with sore feet on a stone sheep hunt. Now, all of that said, okay, it all starts right here. Right? How do you know what the best boot is for you? Have somebody who knows what they're doing fit that boot to your foot. And that doesn't mean going all the way to, I don't know, Illinois or wherever Lathrop and Sons is at. It can be done with carbon and an outline of your foot. I mean, I'm begging guys, if you guys have never had your foot fitted, and I'm going to reiterate this one more time, Lathrop and Sons doesn't pay me a penny. They paid me with comfort, like life altering comfort while I'm in the field, because I don't know that I know for a fact I'd never had a good pair of boots that truly fit my feet. I'd bought Danners, I'd bought Kinetrix. Man, I'll tell you a story about Zamberlan sent me boots. They wanted to sponsor my television series. The largest boot they made was a 13. My foot, for anybody that knows me, is quite a bit bigger than that. Depending on who makes it, it's a 15 or a 16. And they were like, "Yeah, just wear the boots." I put them on. My toes were curled up. I thought, there's no way. Come on, guys. You got to make me at least a custom pair of boots for me. Wouldn't do it. I couldn't take a sponsorship from Zamberlan. Beautiful boots, well-made boots, not the right size for me. Even if they'd have been size 14s, I couldn't have made them fit because I really needed a 15 or 16 size Zamberlan boot. Once again, beautiful boots. They don't fit your feet. Doesn't matter. They're not going to be, ideal. Some boots are meant for people with bigger arches. Some are for narrow feet. Some are for wide feet. Every boot manufacturer has a slightly different fit. All size 15s are not the same size 15. Understand that you either need to go through this process right here with Lathrop and Sons, or you need to go to your local sporting goods store, sit down and try on 4, 5, 6 different pairs from different manufacturers, different models. And don't just stop there. You can reach out to somebody like Lathrop and Sons and get their custom orthopedic footbed. That footbed makes a world of a difference. And I mean, like I said, I truly, truly can look back a decade ago and see when my comfort and ability to extend my days in the field, came full circle. And that was when I got my first pair of boots from Lathrop and Sons. And like I said, they've never paid me a penny. They never will probably. But I extend a sincere thank you to Stephen Lathrop for making sure that I had boots when I went in the field that fit my feet. And yeah, I mean, it was a game changing thing for me. I'll never buy my boots from anybody other than them. And hopefully several of you out there get this message and feel the same pain that I do. And, and find the same thing that I did, comfort in the field and the ability to hike and hunt. It keeps you in the field longer. You can spend your time focused on the task at hand, which is finding the animals that you're after. So, one other topic of like footwear. So any of you who go to Alaska and hunt like moose and brown bear or planning to do that in future, know this, you're going to hunt in waders. Most everybody hunts in waders. I wear chest waders, Grundens, Reddingtons, they're ideal waders for that type of terrain. I did go to the Sims Guide Series wader boots probably more than anything because once again, most people's wader boots ended at like size 13, 14. I needed 15, 16s. And Sims made the bigger sizes for me. And I've really liked my Sims wader boots. But I had my Reddington waders for 8 years before I tore them on a Staub. Right now I'm trying a pair of Grundens. They seem to be a really good pair of waders. Not only do I go fishing in them, but I moose hunt in them, I brown bear hunt in them. I mean, everything we do in Alaska around water, lakes, rivers, wherever, bogs, marshes, it's just easier if you're in waders because then you're never going to be wet. So that's something I got asked today, and I thought, it's worth mentioning in tonight's broadcast. So, any of you out there have questions about boots and feet and equipment when you're going in the field, feel free to drop us a message, PM us. We'll answer you back as quickly as we possibly can. If you've got questions that you want answered, maybe in a future episode, maybe a topic you want us to maybe discuss, dig back into our a vast resource of experience, from years and years and years of hunting across the Western Alaska, British Columbia. Like I said, drop us a message or a comment below. We'll answer you as best as we possibly can. And like I said, maybe it's a great topic for a future episode. We've got some new stuff coming down the line that I'm going to talk about later this week. There's some new ammunition that's coming out. The boys in the Pendleton Ammo Shop have been working hard on some new loads in development. Just today, we actually expanded the 404 Jeffrey Safari line. Not that everybody out there's got a 404 Jeffrey, but it's good to know. 7mm08. A lot of folks out there like that 7mm08 Remington. We've got a new 140 grain Barnes TTSX load that is absolutely shit hot, man. It shot half minute, great velocities. That's a great all around bullet for folks that like to hunt with that 7mm08. And then we've got some new Bearhammer ammunition and 300 Win mag available that's hitting pretty hard. We really like how that's starting to perform. That's a 200 grain Swift A-frame. And we're looking at adding some of the, I call them like short range Bearhammers, the North Fork semi Spitzers. They're like a Swift A-frame nozzler partition slash, type hard hitting, quick expanding lead tip bullet for guys who are maybe hunting black bears over bait or grizzly bears at short range. Like a 300 Win mag with a 200 grain North Fork SS will hammer down pretty hard. In a world where we're not getting enough of the Swift A-frames, these North Fork semi Spitzers are, like I said, they're a good short to moderate range, like anywhere from 20 feet to, let's say, 200 yards, just hard hitting, good bullet. So, like I said, some good stuff coming down the pike in ammunition. Anybody who has guns and ammo questions, like I said, message us or comment below. We'll make a show out of it. We'll talk openly about some of the things that we've experienced. We own an ammo company. We fired literally tens of thousands of rounds downrange. We can advise you best on how bullets operate and perform because not all bullets are the same. Just saying you're going to go to the store and get a box of 180s for your .6, that isn't the same anymore. These aren't all just lead tip bullets. You've got polymer tip, not ballistic tip, polymer tip bullets made by almost all the bullet manufacturers. Some bullets are frangible, which means they come apart, blow up on impact. Some stay together, like the Barnes bullets retain like 99.9% of their weight. You got bullets that are designed to mushroom and shed some of their weight, but try to retain quite a bit, like AccuBond or Swift Scirocco. Anyway, love to talk about bullets and ammunition and terminal performance and ballistics. I mean, that's stuff that we love to talk about. Love to chat with you. If you've got questions about calibers and whatnot, drop us a message or make a comment below. We'll bring it up in a show later this week. Because like I said, those are things we love to talk about. And they're things we have a lot of experience with. So I've got to call it a night. I've actually got quite a bit of paperwork we've got to get done here. Wrapping up everything in West Texas. Sounds like we're all tagged out and done, and it's time to call it a season down there. But we'll be back in late October to start sheep hunting in the Davis Mountains again. If you have, like I said, if you have any questions about that, just drop us a message as well. Y'all have a wonderful night. I look forward to chatting with you again and telling you what's on my mind. If you've liked listening to What's on My Mind, remember to give this video a like and either follow or subscribe to this page so that you never miss a single live episode when we stream them from right here in our studio. And don't forget to drop a comment below. I want to know what's on your mind.